All right. So, we talked last week about um basically what our social media game looks like, right? So we talked about how you want to go through, and a lot of us are like, I don't know what my niche is. I don't know what people want to hear from me. I don't know what people want to, whatever. The easiest way to do that is to go look through the pudding, right? The proof is always in the pudding. So go through your social media stuff and make sure that or go through your social media stuff and the posts that you've done over the last 6 months or whatever, the ones that have had a good amount of likes, comments, whatever that is, go through and peek at those and just see what, if you can find kind of the pattern there. Is it that you're talking about food? So people trust you and want to know what you have to say about food. Is it that it's when you post recipes or whatever? Is it when you're talking about homeschooling that you tend to get a lot of engagement on your posts? That is going to give you a hint into what people want to hear from you. So go back like the last 6 months. By the way, Plexus posts don't count because generally you're not going to get action on your Plexus posts except from Plexus people. So don't count those, right? Some of them will go really well, but a lot of them are going to be a lot of Plexus people that are helping to like boost your posts and get it out to the public or whatever. So those don't really count. But just keep in mind that you still want to be sprinkling Plexus in there. So just because your Plexus stuff may not be going as well as something else doesn't mean you stop doing that. It just means we need to post more of whatever that other thing is, what people want to hear from you. Why are they following you? What are they expecting from you? What are they liking that you're posting about? The other thing that we talked about last week was knowing who your ideal team member is. So thinking through like, okay, I gave you guys mine. So it's like, I'm looking for, and be very, very, very specific with this, like so specific. So if I think of who my ideal team member is, and by the way, I don't know this person, this is just somebody I made up in my head. It's like somebody who was super driven and super friendly, has lots of friends, went to college, maybe has a good degree, and they ended up finding a really good hubby and getting married, and they had babies, and now they stay at home with their babies, but they're kind of like, but I just wish there was that. I did all of this, like growing my life just so, and there's more in me than just sitting at home with my kids and being a stay-at-home mom. Like I want to do something. I want to build towards something and grow in something or whatever. I've just got more in me, and they like to have fun, and they like get very specific on who that person is when you're trying to think of who your ideal teammate is. And make sure that when you're posting from here on out that you're posting to that person. And if you get specific on who you're posting to, you'll actually hit more people than if you're trying to post to like the general masses. If you are talking to everybody, you're talking to nobody, right? That we've said that before. So if you can get really specific in who you're talking to, you'll not only be talking to that person, but you will also be attracting those people, right? So if you're talking to those people, you're going to attract those people, and then you're going to find that your team is going to actually start getting some good quality people that you're excited to work with, because that's your ideal team member, right? Those are the ones that you're attracting. So to kind of dig in and move forward, I really, 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 I have been like studying sales and systems and things literally for the last like 4 months, I want to say. And I'm really excited about just narrowing some things down and getting some things really scaled and simplified so that we can really just simplify our work. We know exactly what to do. We know exactly what to say. We know exactly where we're going. We know exactly who we're talking to, all of those things, right? Wouldn't that be great if we could just do that? If we could just know exactly what we're doing every time we sit down, that would be amazing, right? So just a couple questions that I want you guys to answer before you move on, because I think it's important before you start diving into systems and what you're doing. I think it's important to know why you're doing it, right? Like you don't just get in a car and start driving. You usually have a destination and a reason that you're getting in the car and you're driving. By the way, keep this car analogy close because we're going to talk about it a lot. But there's a reason that you're getting in that car. And so I want you to know where you're going, and I want you to know why you're going there. So what I want you to do is over the next, you can do this for your homework. Over the next Well, in the next week, and honestly, in the next day or two, because these questions took me not that long. What do you really want in 2024? Okay, so like by the end of 2024, what do you want? And you can do two things, like, well, that's probably not realistic unless an act of God happened. You can write that one down. And then I also want you to write down well, if I actually showed up and got my butt to work every day and was consistent, this is something that could probably be my reality. You could write those both down if that if that makes you more comfortable. But I want you to actually just really dig in and just dream a little bit. Like, what do you really want by the end of 2024? What are some things that you want to accomplish? What are some things that you want to be able to pay for? What are some things that, is it that you'd love to take your kids to Disney? Is it that you want to be able to pay off your car in 2024? Is it that you want to be able to um, move? Maybe you've outgrown your house and you need a bigger house. Is it that you want to be able to purchase a new playground for your kids? Is it that you want to be able to pay for private school for your kids for next year? Like, what is that? What does that look like? What do you want to do by the end of 2024? What do you really want? What do you really want? Don't give me an answer that's like, this is the political answer, this is what I should say, or this is the nice mommy thing to say. If your answer is that you want to go get massages once a week by the end of 2024, for the love, write that down. If that's what makes you actually motivated and gets you self-motivated, write that down, okay? What do you really want in 2024? That's the key word, really want. The next one, how much money do you want to make per month by the end of 2024? That's a big question. And I want you to really think about it. Don't worry about the math on what it takes to get there. Don't worry about any of that stuff. Just think, man, if by the end of the 2024, I could be making this much a month, I would feel pretty successful. I would feel like I really, really made it. Now, mind you, we still have a 2025 and a 2026, so don't feel like you have to give your diamond answer by the end of 24. But what is going to make you look back at this year and go, man, that was a really successful year and I grew my business really well, and this is how much I'm making every month, and that feels really good. Okay, how much money do you want to make by the end of 2024? And then what will that amount of money allow you to do in your family, personal life, marriage, church, spiritual desires, things like that? So we said, what do you really want, right? So that's like, you could get very specific, like just one big payment chunk things. You could have said, I want to rank up to this rank, or like, what do you really want in 2024? And then how much money do you want to make per month? And then moving forward, even from 2024, making that kind of money, how would that change your life? So those are 3 questions that I want you to answer for yourself, because I think that is going to give you an idea of where you're going and what you're striving for. And what I would even do is and I've found this works with me, is if you've got goals that you're writing down, right? So like when I did, what do I really want in 2024? I had some pretty big things that I wrote down. And then I had some kind of smaller things that I wrote down, some that I can't do right this second, but I want to be able to do them. But guess what? Once I'm able to check those off, that's a win for me. That's a big win. And I can say that I did that. So if you want to build in some smaller wins, maybe you've got, a little credit card that you want to pay off. That would be a win for you. Maybe you have, gosh, I don't know, car that you want to purchase or whatever, that even if it's not a grand car, like just something, so it's like, I need a new car. Okay, that's something I can knock off. Like build in some of those smaller wins too, as well as the big wins, and really just make a list of some things. That way, as you're chunking this off, you are able to put some check marks next to these things, because when you can put check marks next to wins, that feels really, really good, right? Start building in some wins for yourself. All right, so those are the 3 things that I want you guys to answer. All right, so as we're moving forward, we're going to establish some systems, but I want you guys to also, while we're doing this, kind of have an idea of what you should be doing on social media to keep your game moving while we're working on establishing our systems here, okay? So make sure that you are posting on both Instagram and Facebook every day, okay? Those are 2 totally separate markets. So keep that in mind. If you have an Instagram and you have a Facebook, those are two totally separate markets. Post separately. Okay. Try not to do the whole, like, you can send stories one to the other, but if you are sending your posts one to the other, they tend to not go as well. So if you can just, it's just as easy to copy and paste what you've got and then just go or copy what you have and just go paste it on the other one with the same picture. It's just as easy to do that. So do that separately. Work on doing reels daily on Instagram, even if it's literally a video of your kid watching TV and you do put a little music to it and it's 4 seconds long and it's what you love looking at your little kids' curls from the back of their head. I don't know, whatever it might be. It doesn't have to be anything intense or deep or anything like that. As we start to dig into like adding value on social media and we're digging more into this, then sure, we can get there. But honestly, at this point, just get a reel up, whatever it is. If it's you cooking dinner and it's like any other moms feel like they cook dinner 47, 11 times a day, whatever, and that's your reel. Like, and it's a 3-second reel, whatever it is. Like, pop up your phone, do some type of reel, whatever that looks like. Okay. Try to post a reel every day. Then take that same reel, post it on Facebook, build it on Instagram, post it on Instagram, post it on Facebook. Post daily in your main feed on Facebook. And don't worry about, so that you're gonna want to make sure you get a main post down there. So you've got your reel and then you want to make sure you get your main post. Here's the other thing I want to touch on is you need to be doing personal and Plexus, or you need like whatever, or you need to have your reel over there and some type of post on Facebook. It really doesn't matter. It does, but it doesn't if they're back to back. So if you're literally like, hey, I'm actually headed out to this thing and I'm not going to be back until 12:30 p.m. or a.m. tonight, and I literally only have this 30 minutes to post, I can't space apart my posts. That's fine. Put them back to back. Doesn't matter. Just post them, get them out there. They're not going to show them back to back in the feed. So it's not like people are going to know that you posted them back to back. And I promise you, no one's going and looking at timestamps. They're not doing that. Put them both out there, post them both, get it done, whatever you have to do. I would rather it just be out there and be done than, well, I was trying to space it apart and then I got busy and then I forgot to put that other one up. And so I'm just trying, like, literally just get it out there, right? We always tell people when they're taking products, just down the hatch. She's going to check timestamps now, Jess says. We always tell people just get it down the hatch. Kind of the same thing here for social media, okay? Just get it down the hatch. Get it up there. 2 times a week, your those main feed posts on Facebook that we just talked about, not your reels, whatever. 2 times a week, have that be testimonials or posts about your business. The business, okay? Not products, not before and after, like business testimonials or posts. Be bold, share your heart as much as possible. Change people's minds and what they think about MLM and whatever, like, just be bold and share your heart. That's all you need to do. Okay. You don't have to be super salesy. You don't have to be anything like that. Don't fudge your numbers. Don't fudge what you're like, literally just share your heart very authentically, share your journey authentically. If literally, you may not have this big, like, I just paid off $70,000 in debt with my home business, but maybe you were able to put gas in your car. There's people who can't put gas in their car, and that's going to speak to them, right? So if you're like, hey, I was able to pull money from my business account to put gas in my car this week on a really tight week. I'm so thankful that, I've been putting the work in and working hard at this because I was able to put gas in my car this week. That's going to speak to a lot of people. And then with stories, post in your stories daily. Post them on Instagram tends to have a little bit more fluidity and creativity. So I would build your stories on Instagram. Those you can just automatically send to Facebook. Make sure you're doing it daily though. Again, I know we say sprinkle it throughout the day because they retire, what's the word I'm looking for, expire after 24 hours. So you don't never want it to be empty, whatever. You know what? If it's like, I need to get some stories up and here's 4 pictures from my feed and I got to go because I'm going to this thing. I'm not going to be back till 12:30 a.m. Okay, just do that. Again, down the hatch. Is it better to sprinkle it through the day? Absolutely. at the end of the day, are we just trying to get stuff up so people know us? Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. Okay. So work on, if you can get those things down, and I think the bottom line here is just get on social media, right? Just be on social media, be active on social media daily, even if it means that you're doing everything all at once and getting it up there for the day. Just be active. Okay. Consistency matters way more than perfectly crafted reels and posts and all that other stuff. In fact, the less perfect it is, the more you're probably going to attract people. So don't sit there and spend hours trying to make it perfect, trying to get the perfect verbiage and the perfect filter and the perfect picture and the perfect hashtags and please don't do that. Just get something up there, because consistency matters way more than anything else. Okay. All right. I'm gonna skip through some of this stuff. Okay, so we're going to talk about our first system, which is recruiting. And I know we're all excited to have a system for recruiting. I know I'm excited about having a system for recruiting, right? The first part is lead generation, and we are going to get into lead generation. Not tonight. I know you're like, what in the world? Not tonight. We'll get into lead generation. I want to actually get into the recruitment process, because I think all of you, if you actually sat down and started making a list off of your social media, go through your phones, go through your neighbors, go through your, your new PTA group that you just joined, go through your dance moms that you're talking to every week or whatever, like really sit down and think about it. You probably have at least 25 people that you can get started with on this, right? So we're reaching out to those people and we're like, hey, Jody, oh my gosh, it's been so long since we've chatted. How have you been? Doing really good now. I was, going through some stuff. I had had a hard time sleeping and whatnot, and, got on some stuff. And, if you want more information on it, I'd love to share that with you, whatever that is, just make conversations. Okay. I know so many of us are stuck in like, oh, I'm trying to just build relationships, and that's great. You still got to message people, because your business still has to move forward, right? You're not going to ruin relationships by messaging people. Just be honest about where you're at. People can smell that anyways. If you're like, hi, how are you doing? How are your kids? Oh, they're so big. Oh. And they see you posting Plexus all the time, and all of a sudden you're reaching out to them and making small talk. People can smell that anyways. So you might as well just be open and upfront and honest about, hey, how are you doing? It's been a long time since we chatted. I know this is probably super random, whatever, but I thought about you today. And here's something that I, started a while ago, and here's some freedoms that I've had from it. I thought maybe you might benefit from it too. I'm going to send you a quick video. Okay. So that's it. That's all. Your cold message does not have to be super salesy, super wordy. In fact, the wordier it is, the less they're probably going to read it. Keep it short, keep it simple, keep it authentic, keep it honest. Keep it you, okay? So you're gonna send that video, okay? What video am I sending, Natalie? Great question. So we've got our Plexus Go app that has all those sharing resources. We also, and you are gonna love me, I hope that you love me, I am putting together in fact, I can go through it while I'm recording this, so I'll do it afterwards, and invite you guys. I have built what we are calling our vault. Okay, it's our team vault. It's a group on Facebook. And what does Elizabeth say? Maybe it's the red in me, but yes, I get to the point. I don't have time for the fluff. Girl, I'm with you. It's like, come on, this is why we're here. This is why I'm reaching out to you. I'm not going to sit here and make small talk. I'm not a small talk girl. Small talk actually drives me absolutely bonkers when people try and make small talk with me at places. So if I'm going somewhere and I know I have to make small talk, I'm like, oh, okay, get your game face on. And I'm an extrovert. So, small talk is exhausting. Okay, so with this vault, you're actually going to go in. It is a group, and what I've done is okay, Natalie, back up. I'm really excited about it, so I'm like jumping ahead. Okay, so this vault, I've already started it, and I've got more to add in there, and we will keep adding in there forever and ever and ever. Amen. But it's basically a testimonial vault, and what you're going to do is only you are going to be added in there. It's kind of like our gut health and happiness and beyond group, except it's a little bit more organized. It's a little bit smaller. It's a little bit more scaled down, and it's going to just be for us that are working a business, that are trying to recruit. Okay. So I have it all set up so you can go in there. You know what? I'm just going to add you guys really quick, because I want you guys to see this while I'm talking about it. All right. get out of here. Let's see. Okay, I'll do it on my phone while I'm talking to you guys because my computer always goes so slow in this kind of stuff. So anyways, the nice thing about it is I've broken everything down into albums, okay? So if you have like somebody who is struggling with weight loss, guess what? There's one in there, an album in there with weight loss, and it's got weight loss testimonials in there. I've got one with an album that's like thyroid and autoimmune and Hashimoto's. And there's a ton of testimonials in there on autoimmune and Hashimoto's and thyroid in that thing there too. Okay, I am adding, who's all on here? Becky and Jessica Tanner and Jessica McCurry, going along my line here. And Tatiana. And Rita. And oops, Elizabeth. Okay. There. Sorry. I know that took a second, but so yes, I'm excited about it too, Jess. So everything's broken down. And like I said, I've just got starters right now. But I'm trying to make it very organized for you guys so that you'll see in the recruiting process where you're going to send a story, and that's going to make it so stinking easy for you to be able to just go into the group, snag a story that you need and copy and paste it. Okay. So, but I say all that to say, when you're like, what video should I send Natalie? The great news is I'm also going to have an album in there. It's not quite a testimonial, but I think it's just important to keep everything in one place. I'm going to have a little like, videos, like the send videos, whatever. So this is basically your send, share, invite that we always talk about. This is gonna be send. So I'll have like 2, maybe 3 videos max, maybe, if I don't just do one video for everybody. And basically you're gonna go into that little section, grab a video, you'll send that video. Okay. So somebody says, yeah, like send me more information. You're gonna send that video. Okay. Then you're gonna say, so what interests you most afterwards? Okay. What interests you most? Energy and, I really could use some weight loss. Great. I'm going to run to that testimonial group. I'm going to look under energy or weight loss, whichever I feel like they are leaning toward more. I'm going to find a testimonial and I'm going to send it to them. I'm going to copy it from there and the picture, and I'm going to send it to them. Okay. We are not adding people to this and tagging them in it. And the reason is this. Remember, we talked about the car. You're getting in your car and you're driving and you're knowing where you're going. Okay. The reason is this. If I get somebody in the car with me and I'm like, hey, listen, I want to share more with you about plexus. And so here's a video. We're going to watch it together. Great. What interested you most about that? That's amazing. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, you know what? Actually, hold on. There's this group that I'm going to add you to. Okay. So I need you to, we're going to add you to that group. And we're going to, whatever. You're basically saying, I'm pulling over right here. I need you to run down that aisle right there. And then if you keep going right down that lane off to the right there, you're going to see your name. I tagged you in that. Go and pick that up, bring that back. And once you get in the car, we'll keep talking about it. Okay. That's kind of what happens. I've noticed when we are adding people to groups and then having to tag them in things and whatnot, we are keeping them in the car with us. Okay. We're going places and we want to keep these people in the car with us. So what we're going to do is we're going to go, awesome. I have a testimonial on that. Dig in my bag. Give them my testimonial. What'd you think? Whatever. And we're going to keep this thing moving while we've got them in the car. So, you're going to send the video. Okay. Then you're going to say, what interests you most? They're going to say skin issues. Awesome. You're going to send them a testimonial on skin issues. Cause guess what? That's a thing too, on skin issues. Then you're going to say, do you relate to this? Okay. If they say yes, by the way, this is very specific verbiage. So please just write this down and keep it easy, because this is the simplicity system. And this is extremely duplicatable. Okay. This is keeping it so easy for people. Video. What interests you most? Skin issues. Immediately just send them the testimonial on the skin issues. Do you relate to this? Kinda. I mean, I relate to, it's more eczema more than it is acne. Okay. Testimonial, eczema, paste in there. Do you relate to this? Yes, that I relate to. Cool. once they say yes, we move on to step 3, which is, do you want to see what they used or what they took? And if they say, yeah, which they will, right? You're going to send a picture, a graphic of the combo of what they used with the price on it, because we're just going to keep it very easy with the price on there. And we're going to send it and we're going to explain to them, this is the pack you need. And what most people choose for this. It's blah, blah, blah right now with shipping and tax and everything. It's normally this, but it ships in 3 days and your body's going to feel the best it's ever felt. And I've got a whole verbiage here that I'm going to print off to you guys that you guys have. But I want you guys to get used to the very, very, very simple send, share, invite system. Okay. So I know we got to go in just a minute here. So I'm going to cut it off. We'll go on step 3 next week. But if you guys can at least get people to, here's a video. What interests you most? That's what you're asking after the video. This is what interests me. Send a testimonial. Do you relate to this? Yes. Great. Do you want to see what they took? Yes. You're going to send a welcome pack. And I'm also going to have all those welcome pack graphics and another album for you guys too. So, are you going to send Cliff Notes? I'm in the car. See, Liz is already in the car. She's already doing the thing. Throw some people in the car with you and start talking plug sales. Yes, I'm recording this, Liz, so you can watch it again too. But yes, I've got some sheets I'm going to send out, but this is very simple. And the great thing about this is it's so duplicatable, right? This makes it so easy. So when you're talking to people about sharing Plexus, they go, well, that was easy what you just did. And then you show them, hey, look here's this Facebook group that we're in. Since you want to start with this business, here's the videos right here that you send. Here's the albums of the different testimonials. Here's the album of the welcome pack graphics that you send with the prices. Super easy. Okay. And on there, I'll make sure that I put in the verbiage of this is what you need and why, and it's this much money and blah, 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 blah. Okay. So this is going to be something that's going to be easy for you to like tap into and easy for you to duplicate with your people. Like I said, let's get people through those steps this week. If you get to where you're like, I'm so far in this and I'm now sending I'm sending welcome pack graphics. Where do I go from here? Please message me and I'll give you the next step. But for time's sake, for now, we'll save the rest of it for next week. But anyways, and then tomorrow we are doing our launch chat. And I'm going to be adding every single one of you into that launch chat because I think it's important for us to be knocking out our IPA and really doing things well and doing things back to basics. And so we're going to be starting that tomorrow. If you absolutely don't want to be in the launch chat, please message me privately and I won't put you in there. Otherwise, I'm going to assume everybody wants to grow their business because you're all on this huddle and you all want to be in that chat. And we're all going to do things every single day because we're going back to basics. We're going to get some systems down. We're going to duplicate the sucker and y'all are going to blow up and we're going to talk about what you really want in 2024 and y'all are really going to get it. Okay. Everyone excited? I'm excited. All right. Perfect. Let me know if you guys have any feedback on the group. If there's like I said, I'm still building it. So there will be more columns and sections, but I'm sure there's things missing for right now. And I'll keep adding testimonials to that. If you guys find a really good testimonial, send it my way and I can add it to those too. So anyways, love you guys. I will see you on book club in 1 second.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Liz. Bye.
Bye.